The billionaire locked his wife. Out in the snow, she never called him back and won everything. Welcome to Mr. Douglas Tales. May you find the strength to stand when all doors close, and the courage to rebuild when everything is taken. Subscribe, and stay until the end, because what happens next will remind you that silence can be your greatest weapon. Now let me tell you about a woman who refused to call back and won everything. The gate doesn't open. Vanessa presses the call button again. Snow collects on her coat sleeve while she waits. The intercom stays silent. She steps back. The driveway curves up toward the house, but the iron bars don't move. Her breath fogs the cold air between her and the entrance she's used for 6 years. The button sits dark under her thumb. She tries once more, holds it longer this time. Nothing. Her phone stays in her pocket. She doesn't pull it out. The snow falls heavier now. It gathers on her shoulders, on the top of her head. She can feel the wetness beginning to soak through her collar. A car pulls up behind her. Black. Quiet engine. Vanessa turns. A woman steps out. Tailored coat. Leather briefcase. She walks to the gate without looking at Vanessa and presses a code into the panel mounted on the stone pillar. The gate slides open. The woman walks through. She doesn't hold it. The bars begin closing before Vanessa can move. Wait. The woman keeps walking. Vanessa catches the edge of the gate with her hand, metal cold enough to sting. She pulls it back open and slips through before it locks again. The woman is already halfway up the drive. Vanessa follows. Her boots leave prints in the fresh snow. The woman's heels click against the cleared stone pathway that runs parallel to where Vanessa walks. At the door, the woman uses a key card. The lock releases with a soft beep. Vanessa reaches the steps as the door closes. She grabs the handle. Locked. She knocks. No answer. She tries the doorbell, hears it chime inside. Footsteps approach. The door opens part way. Security. New face. Young. Can I help you? I'm Vanessa Reed. Do you have an appointment? I live here. The guard glances past her, then back. I'll need to verify that. He closes the door. Vanessa stands on the step. Snow melts on her coat and drips onto the stone. The door opens again. A different person this time. Older. She recognizes him. Bernard, head of household staff for the last decade. His expression doesn't change. Mrs. Reed. Bernard. Mr. Reed is not available. I didn't ask if he was available. I asked to come inside. I have instructions. What instructions? You're not on the approved entry list. Vanessa feels the cold working through her boots now, her toes starting to numb. Where's Lily? Miss Lily is with her tutor. I want to see her. That's not possible today. Why not? Bernard's mouth tightens, not from rudeness, from discomfort. I'm following instructions, Mrs. Reed. Whose instructions? He doesn't answer. Let me in, Bernard. I can't. She watches his face, sees the apology he won't speak. How long have I been off the list? 3 days. Vanessa steps back. The snow falls between them now, filling the space where she stood. Bernard closes the door. She walks back down the drive. The gate stands open. Someone else must have used it while she was at the door. She passes through and it closes behind her with a mechanical hum. Her car waits where she left it. The windshield is covered in snow. Inside, she starts the engine and turns the heat on full. Her hands shake while she brushes snow off her lap. Not from cold. She pulls out her phone, opens her contacts, finds his name, Damian Reed. Her thumb hovers over the call button. She closes the phone instead. puts it face down on the passenger seat. The wipers clear the windshield in slow arcs. She can see the gate through the falling snow, still closed, still locked. She drives. The hotel lobby is warm, too warm after the drive. Vanessa unbuttons her coat but doesn't take it off. The front desk clerk looks up. "Checking in? I have a reservation. Vanessa Reed." The clerk types, pauses, types again. "I'm not seeing anything under that name." Check again. More typing, a frown. "When was the reservation made?" "Last week." "I'm sorry, there's nothing here. Let me check cancellations." The clerk scrolls, stops. "Oh, yes, this was canceled 2 days ago." Vanessa grips the edge of the counter. "By who?" "It doesn't say, just shows as canceled." "Can you make a new reservation?" "Of course." The clerk pulls up a fresh screen. "How many nights?" "I don't know yet. I can start with one and we can extend as needed." "Can I have a credit card?" Vanessa pulls her wallet from her purse, slides her card across the counter. The clerk runs it, waits. Her smile falters. "I'm sorry, this card was declined. Do you have another?" Vanessa pulls out a second card, hands it over. Same result. She tries a third. The clerk's expression shifts to practiced sympathy. "I'm sorry. None of these are going through. Do you have another form of payment?" "No. I'm afraid I can't process the reservation without payment." Vanessa gathers her cards, slides them back into her wallet. "Thank you." She walks out before the clerk can offer further condolences. In the car, she tries the cards again using her phone. Each one comes back the same. "Account locked. Contact your financial institution." She opens her banking app. Access denied. She tries the joint account, same message. Her personal account, the one her father set up for her before the marriage, loads. Balance, $847. Enough for a cheap motel. Maybe a few days if she's careful. Not enough for a lawyer. Her phone buzzes. A text from a number she doesn't recognize. Documents ready for pickup. 2 p.m. Baxter and Holt, 15th floor. She stares at the address. It's a law firm. She's never heard of them. Another text arrives before she can respond. Appointment confirmed. Please arrive on time. She doesn't reply. Doesn't delete it either. The snow has stopped, but the sky stays heavy and gray. She drives across town to a motel near the highway, the kind with exterior doors and a flickering vacancy sign. $40 a night. She pays cash for 3 nights. The clerk barely looks at her. The room smells like old carpet and air freshener. She locks the door and sits on the bed. The springs creak under her weight. Her phone sits in her hand. She opens her contacts again, finds Damien's name again. This time she presses call. It rings once, then cuts to a message. The number you are trying to reach is not accepting calls at this time. She tries again. Same message. She tries texting. The message sends, but no delivery confirmation appears. Blocked. Vanessa sets the phone on the nightstand, lies back on the bed, stares at the water-stained ceiling. The heating unit under the window rattles but produces little warmth. She closes her eyes. At 1:45 p.m., Vanessa parks in a garage downtown. The office building is glass and steel, 15 stories. The elevator is full of people in suits. She steps in last, still wearing her coat. No one speaks. The 15th floor opens to a reception area. Marble floors, leather chairs, a desk with 2 receptionists. Vanessa approaches. "I have an appointment at 2. Name? Vanessa Reed." The receptionist checks her screen, nods. "Someone will be with you shortly. Please have a seat." Vanessa sits. The chair is stiff despite the leather. She keeps her coat on. At exactly 2 o'clock, a woman appears from the hallway. The same woman from the gate this morning. Same tailored coat, though she's removed it now to reveal a gray suit. Mrs. Reed, I'm Jennifer Park. Please follow me. Vanessa stands, follows her down the hallway. They pass several closed doors before reaching a conference room. Inside, a table, 6 chairs, a folder sitting at one end. Jennifer gestures to a seat. Please. Vanessa sits. Jennifer takes the chair across from her. I represent your husband in this matter. What matter? Jennifer opens the folder, slides a document across the table. The top page reads, Petition for Dissolution of Marriage. Vanessa doesn't touch it. These are divorce papers, Jennifer says. Your husband filed them 3 days ago. He didn't tell me. He felt it was better handled through counsel. Better for who? Jennifer doesn't answer. She pulls out another document. This outlines the proposed settlement terms. She slides it over. Vanessa picks it up this time, scans the pages. No alimony, no division of assets, supervised visitation with their daughter, 1 weekend per month. She sets the papers down carefully. No. I understand this is difficult. No. Vanessa stands. I'm not signing this. You'll want to have your own attorney review. With what money? He's locked all my accounts. Jennifer's expression remains neutral, professional. That's a temporary measure during the filing period. Once you retain counsel, we can discuss access to marital funds for legal fees. How am I supposed to retain counsel with no access to money? Most attorneys work on retainer arrangements, which require money up front. Jennifer closes the folder. Mrs. Reed, I'm here to facilitate a fair process. If you need time to secure representation, I need to talk to my husband. That's not possible right now. Why not? He's made it clear all communication should go through counsel. Vanessa leans forward, places both hands on the table. I want to see my daughter. Visitation will be arranged once the custody agreement is finalized. She's my daughter. And these proceedings will ensure appropriate custody arrangements. Jennifer stands. I'll give you some time to process this. You can reach me at the number on my card when you're ready to discuss terms. She places a business card on top of the folder and walks toward the door. I'm not signing, Vanessa says. Jennifer pauses at the threshold. You don't have to sign today, but the process will continue whether you participate or not. She leaves. Vanessa sits alone in the conference room. The folder remains on the table. She doesn't open it again. A receptionist appears in the doorway. Mrs. Reed, I can show you out. Vanessa takes the folder, follows the receptionist back to the elevator. In the parking garage, she sits in her car and goes through every page. The settlement is brutal in its simplicity. She leaves with nothing. No house, no accounts, no cars, no jewelry. A trust fund for Lily, but Vanessa has no access or control. The custody section is worse. Supervised visits. Only. Subject to a psychological evaluation. Drug testing required. She's never touched drugs. Never been evaluated for anything. The accusation isn't written explicitly, but the requirements tell the story someone is building. At the bottom of the last page, a signature line and a deadline. 30 days to respond. She takes out her phone, searches for family law attorneys, calls the first 3. All require retainers between $5,000 and $10,000. She hangs up on the third one mid-sentence. Her father's voice plays in her memory. Never marry without a prenup, Vanessa. Never sign anything you haven't read twice. She'd signed the prenup, read it twice. Her father's lawyer had reviewed it, said it was standard. Damien had smiled when she'd hesitated over the signature line, "I'm not going anywhere." This is just paperwork. She'd believed him. Now she folds the divorce papers and slides them into her purse. Her phone shows 3 missed calls, all from the same number. She doesn't recognize it. She listens to the voicemail. "Mrs. Reed, this is Dr. Osmond's office calling about Lily's appointment tomorrow at 9 a.m. We need to confirm you'll be bringing her. Please call us back." Vanessa saves the number, calls it. "Dr. Osmond's office. This is Vanessa Reed. I received a message about my daughter's appointment." "Yes, we just needed to confirm transportation. Will you be bringing her?" "What kind of appointment is this?" A pause. "Her regular checkup. It's been on the schedule for 6 weeks. I don't remember scheduling it. It shows here that Mr. Reed made the appointment. And he wants me to bring her?" Another pause. Longer. "Let me check with the doctor's office manager. Can you hold?" Vanessa waits, watches people walk past her car in the garage. The voice returns. "Mrs. Reed, I apologize for the confusion. It looks like the appointment has been updated. Mr. Reed will be bringing Lily himself." "When was it updated?" "This morning." Vanessa closes her eyes. "Thank you." She hangs up before the receptionist can say anything else. Her daughter has a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and Vanessa wasn't told. Wasn't invited. Was specifically removed from the plan. She drives back to the motel, unlocks the door, sits on the bed. Her phone sits in her hand. She doesn't call him, doesn't text. If he wants silence, she'll give him silence. But she opens her contacts and scrolls past his name to another, her father's lawyer, the one who reviewed the prenup. "Howard Mitchell," she calls. "Mitchell Law. This is Vanessa Reed. I need to speak with Howard. I'm sorry, Mr. Mitchell is in court today. Can I take a message? Tell him I need help with a divorce. It's urgent. I can schedule a consultation I need to speak to him today." A pause. "Let me see what I can do. Can I have a callback number?" Vanessa gives her cell, hangs up. She waits. The call comes 2 hours later. "Vanessa, I heard from my assistant. I'm sorry to hear about the divorce." Howard's voice is familiar. Steady. He handled her father's estate after the funeral. She hasn't spoken to him in 3 years. "I need representation, Howard. Damien filed 3 days ago. I just got the papers today." "Do you have a copy?" "Yes. Can you scan and email them to me?" "I will." "Good. I'll review them tonight." "But Vanessa, I have to be honest with you. I'm not a divorce attorney. I can advise you, but you'll need someone who specializes in family law. Everyone I've called wants a retainer I can't afford. Damien locked all my accounts." Silence on the other end. Then, "That's aggressive and potentially illegal depending on what accounts we're talking about. Joint accounts, credit cards, everything except a personal account my father set up. How much is in that account?" $800. She hears him exhale. "All right, send me the papers. I make some calls. I know a few people who might take this on contingency or work out a payment plan. But Vanessa, this is going to get ugly before it gets better. If he's moving this fast, he's prepared. I know. Send me everything. I'll call you tomorrow." "Thank you, Howard." She hangs up. Uses her phone to photograph each page of the divorce petition. Emails them to Howard's office. Then she lies back on the bed and stares at the ceiling again. Her phone buzzes. A text from Jennifer Park. Reminder, response deadline is 30 days from receipt. Clock started today. Please confirm receipt. Vanessa doesn't respond. Another text arrives. Also, please note, custody evaluation has been scheduled for you. Next Monday, 10 a.m., Dr. Franklin Chen, 400 Oak Street, Suite 201. Attendance is mandatory. Vanessa sits up, types back. Who authorized this evaluation? The response is immediate. Court ordered as part of custody determination. Failure to attend may impact custody decision. Vanessa throws the phone onto the bed. Court ordered, but there's no court date yet. No hearing scheduled. She picks up the phone, calls Jennifer Park's office. Voicemail. This is Vanessa Reed. You said the evaluation is court-ordered, but there's been no hearing. How is that possible? Call me back. She waits. No return call comes. At 7 p.m., she walks to a fast food place 2 blocks from the motel, orders a burger and fries, eats half. Back in the room, she tries to sleep. She can't. At midnight, she gives up and sits at the small desk, opens her laptop, the one thing she'd grabbed from her car yesterday before everything changed. She searches for Dr. Franklin Chen, child psychologist, specializes in custody evaluations, works with family court. She clicks through his website, reads his credentials, his approach, his fees, $3,000 for a full evaluation. She searches for information about custody evaluations, how they work, what they determine. Most articles say the same thing. Be honest, be cooperative, show stability. Stability. She's living in a motel with less than $1,000 to her name. She closes the laptop. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. Mom? Vanessa's hands shake as she types back, Lily? Yes, I'm using my tutor's phone. Dad doesn't know. Are you okay? I'm fine. Dad said you had to go away for work. Is that true? Vanessa stares at the words. Her daughter is 9 years old, smart enough to know when adults are lying, young enough to want to believe them anyway. She types, I'm working on some things, but I miss you. When are you coming home? I don't know yet. Dad won't let me call you. I know. Why? Vanessa closes her eyes, types, sometimes grown-ups have disagreements, but I love you. That never changes. I love you too. I have to go. My tutor is asking for her phone back. Okay, be good, sweetheart. The conversation ends. Vanessa sets the phone down carefully, as if it might break. Her daughter thinks she left. Damien is building a story, each piece deliberate, each action calculated. First, remove access, then remove contact, then build a narrative. The mother who left, the mother who chose work over family, the mother who needs evaluation. And if Vanessa fights, she looks unstable. If she doesn't fight, she loses by default. She picks up her phone again, opens the email from Howard. He sent a response an hour ago, reviewed the papers. This is worse than I thought. Call me first thing tomorrow. Don't sign anything. Don't agree to anything. And Vanessa, document everything. She reads it twice. Then she opens a new note on her phone and starts writing. Day 1, locked out of house. Gate access removed. Bernard said I've been off the list for 3 days. Cards declined. Accounts locked. Only personal account accessible. $847. Hotel reservation canceled. Not by me. Divorce papers delivered. Jennifer Park, representing Damien. Settlement terms. No assets. Supervised visitation. Psych eval required. Lily's doctor appointment changed. I was removed from the plan. Lily texted from tutor's phone. She thinks I left for work. She saves the note. Starts a new one for tomorrow. Her phone buzzes again. Another unknown number. She answers. Hello? Mrs. Reed? Yes. This is Carol from Dr. Osmond's office. I'm calling after hours because I wanted to speak to you directly. Okay. I've been Lily's nurse for 4 years. I know you. and I know something isn't right. Vanessa sits up straighter. What do you mean? Mr. Reed came in today for Lily's appointment. He brought paperwork. Said you were no longer authorized to make medical decisions, that everything goes through him now. He can't do that without a court order. That's what I thought, but he had documents, legal looking. Dr. Osmond accepted them. What kind of documents? I don't know. I didn't see them up close, but I wanted you to know. In case you didn't. Thank you, Carol. There's something else. He asked Dr. Osmond to write a letter, for court, about Lily's stability and home environment. Did the doctor agree? She said she'd need to evaluate the situation first. But Mrs. Reed, she's known Lily for years. She's never seen anything concerning. I don't think she'll write anything harmful. But she might write something neutral. Yes. Vanessa nods even though Carol can't see her. Thank you for calling. I could get in trouble for this, but it didn't feel right. You've always been at every appointment, every vaccination, every checkup. Then suddenly, you're erased. I appreciate this more than you know. They hang up. Vanessa adds it to her notes. Damien presented documents to remove me from medical decision-making. No court order yet. Dr. Osmond may be writing a letter for court. She sets the phone aside, lies down, closes her eyes. This time, sleep comes. At 8 a.m., her phone rings. Howard. I found someone. Rachel Ortiz. She specializes in high-asset divorces. She's aggressive. She's expensive. And she's willing to work with you on payment. How much? $5,000 retainer. But she'll take half now, and half when we unfreeze your accounts. I don't have $2,500. Your father's trust does. Vanessa sits up. What trust? The one he set up before he died, for emergencies. I'm the trustee. And Vanessa, this qualifies as an emergency. How much is in it? $50,000. She closes her eyes. I didn't know about this. Your father wanted it protected, separate from anything marital. I can release funds to your attorney directly. Do it. I'll call Rachel this morning. She'll want to meet with you today. Where? Her office is downtown. I'll text you the address. Thank you, Howard. Your father would want me to help. And Vanessa, he'd be proud you're fighting. The call ends. Vanessa showers. Puts on the same clothes from yesterday. Her only other option is workout clothes stuffed in her gym bag. She needs to go back to the house. Get her things. But the gate is locked. The house is locked. She has no access. Her phone buzzes. A text from Howard with an address. Rachel Ortiz's office. Appointment at 11 a.m. Vanessa leaves the motel at 10:30. Drives downtown. The office is smaller than Jennifer Park's. 4th floor of an older building. No marble, no leather chairs. But Rachel Ortiz stands when Vanessa enters, shakes her hand firmly. Sit. Howard sent me your papers. I've been through them twice. Rachel is younger than Vanessa expected. Maybe 40. Sharp suit. No nonsense expression. Vanessa sits. Rachel opens a file. Your husband is trying to bury you. Fast. The settlement terms are garbage. The custody arrangement is punitive and the timeline is aggressive. Can we fight it? Yes, but you need to understand. This is going to cost more than the retainer. It's going to take months, maybe a year, and he has resources you don't. I know. Good, because I need you clear-headed for this. Rachel leans forward. First thing, we file an emergency motion to restore access to marital funds. You're entitled to support during the proceedings. He can't just cut you off. How long will that take? A few weeks, maybe a month. I need access now. I understand. But the court doesn't move fast. Rachel makes a note. Second, we challenge the custody evaluation. The court didn't order it. He did. We can refuse to participate. His lawyer said it was court-ordered. It's not. I checked. There's no case number yet. No hearing scheduled. He's trying to control the narrative before you even get representation. Vanessa feels something shift in her chest. Not relief, but something close to it. What do I do? You don't go to the evaluation. We send a letter declining participation until proper custody proceedings are initiated. Will that hurt me? It might. But showing up to an evaluation arranged by his attorney on his timeline with his chosen psychologist, that hurts you more. Vanessa nods. Okay. Third, we need to establish a record. Document everything. Every denied access, every blocked call, every time he changes something with Lily without telling you. I started a list. Good. Keep it detailed. Dates, times, names. The more specific, the better. Rachel flips through more pages. Now, the prenup. I need to see it. I don't have a copy. Your attorney would have kept one. Howard. No, I used someone else for that. My father's attorney at the time, but he retired. Find out who has his files. We need that prenup. If there are any procedural issues with how it was executed, we can challenge it. Vanessa makes a note on her phone. Rachel closes the file. One more thing. Your husband is moving fast because he thinks you won't fight. Or can't fight. Prove him wrong. I will. Good. I'll draft the emergency motion today. We'll file tomorrow. They shake hands. Vanessa leaves. In the car, she calls Howard back. Rachel's on board. Yes, thank you. But I need something else. The attorney who handled my prenup, he retired. Do you know what happened to his files? Ed Stevens. He sold his practice to a younger attorney. Give me a minute. She hears typing. Here. The practice was absorbed by Kirkland and Shore. They should have his old files. Can you call them? Request a copy of my prenup? I'll do it now. Vanessa hangs up, sits in the parking lot. Her phone buzzes. A text from Jennifer Park. Noticed you haven't confirmed receipt of evaluation notice. Please respond by end of day. Vanessa deletes it. Another text arrives, this one from Damien's number. Her breath catches. She opens it. You need to stop ignoring legal communications. This doesn't have to be difficult. She stares at the message. Her thumb hovers over the keyboard. She types, You locked me out of my own home, out of my accounts, away from my daughter, and you want this to not be difficult? She deletes it before sending, types instead, talk to my attorney, sends it. His response is immediate. You can't afford an attorney. She doesn't reply, puts the phone in her purse, starts the car. She needs clothes, needs toiletries, needs her things. She drives to the house, parks outside the gate. This time she doesn't press the call button. She walks along the perimeter. The property is 3 acres, fenced on all sides, but there's a service entrance in the back for deliveries and maintenance. She finds it. The gate is locked but lower, just chain link with a keypad. She tries the code she used to use for the garage. Access denied. She tries her birthday, Lily's birthday, their anniversary, all denied. She steps back, studies the fence. Not high enough to keep someone out if they're determined, but climbing it would be trespassing, and he'd use it against her. She walks back to her car. Inside, she pulls up her banking app again, checks the personal account. $807. She'd bought gas and food yesterday. She has 2 nights left at the motel. After that, she needs a new plan. Her phone rings. Rachel Ortiz. I filed the emergency motion. Hearing is scheduled for next Friday. That fast? Judge Morrison doesn't like financial abuse cases. She'll move it up. What do I need to do? Be prepared to testify about the locked accounts, the denied access, all of it. And Vanessa, dress professionally. This is your first impression. I don't have professional clothes. Everything is at the house. Rachel pauses. Can you borrow something? From who? Another pause. Let me think about this. I'll call you back. She hangs up. Vanessa sits in the car, watches the gate, wonders if Lily is home, if she's looking out a window, if she's wondering where her mother is. Her phone buzzes, a call from an unknown number. She answers. Hello? Mrs. Reed, this is Catherine from Lily's school. I'm calling because Lily wasn't picked up today. Vanessa's stomach drops. What? She's still here. It's after 4. We've tried calling Mr. Reed, but there's no answer. I'll be there in 15 minutes. Actually, we can only release her to authorized guardians. Are you still on the pickup list? I'm her mother. I understand, but I need to verify authorization. Let me check our records. Vanessa hears typing. Mrs. Reed, I'm sorry, but your name was removed from the authorized list yesterday. By who? Mr. Reed contacted the office. He said custody arrangements had changed. There's no custody arrangement. We're not divorced yet. I'm just following our records. I'll need to speak with Mr. Reed before. Let me talk to Lily. I can't do that without authorization. She's my daughter. I understand this is difficult, but I have to follow school policy. I'll keep trying Mr. Reed. If we can't reach him, we'll contact emergency services. Vanessa hangs up, calls Damien, straight to voicemail. She calls again. Same result. She texts. Lily's school says you haven't picked her up. They can't reach you. She's been there for an hour. No response. She calls Rachel, gets voicemail, leaves a message. The school says I'm not authorized to pick up Lily. Damien removed me from the list. She's still there and they can't reach him. What do I do? She starts driving toward the school anyway. Her phone rings. Rachel. Where are you? Driving to the school. Don't. If you show up and they won't release her to you, it creates a scene. That's what he wants. So I just leave her there? I'm calling the school now. I'll identify myself as your attorney and remind them that without a court order, both parents have equal rights. Give me 5 minutes. Vanessa pulls over, parks on the side of the road, grips the steering wheel. Her phone buzzes. A text from the school's main number. Mr. Reed has been reached. He's on his way. Vanessa closes her eyes. 5 minutes later, Rachel calls back. The school confirmed he's picking her up. They apologized for the confusion but said they have to follow the parent portal updates. He's using the school against me. Yes, and we'll document it. But Vanessa, you can't go there. Not yet. It'll look like you're unstable or trying to violate his custody. There is no custody arrangement, not legally. But he's creating one anyway. And every time you react emotionally, you play into his narrative. Vanessa's hands shake. How am I supposed to just sit here? By remembering that this is a marathon, not a sprint. We fight this in court, not in parking lots. The call ends. Vanessa sits in her car on the side of the road, watches traffic pass. Her daughter was left at school for over an hour, waiting, probably scared, and Vanessa couldn't do anything. She drives back to the motel, unlocks the door, sits on the bed. Her phone buzzes. A text from Lily's tutor's number again. Mom? Dad picked me up late. He said you were busy. Are you still working? Vanessa types, yes, sweetheart. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. It's okay. I'm home now. Good. I love you. Love you too. The conversation ends. Vanessa updates her notes. School removed me from pickup list. Damien didn't pick up Lily for over an hour. School called me but wouldn't release her to me. He showed up only after they called him multiple times. She adds the time. The name of the staff member who called. Then she lies down. Tomorrow is the custody evaluation she's not attending. Tomorrow, Damien will use her absence as evidence. Tomorrow, the story continues. At 9 a.m. Monday, Vanessa's phone rings. Unknown number. She answers. Mrs. Reed, this is Dr. Chen's office. You have an appointment at 10. We haven't received confirmation. I'm not coming. A pause. I see. May I ask why? I didn't request this evaluation. My attorney will be in touch. I understand. I'll note the cancellation. The line goes dead. At 10:15, Jennifer Park texts, failure to appear for court-ordered evaluation noted. This will be included in custody report. Vanessa forwards the text to Rachel with a message. She's still calling it court-ordered. Rachel responds immediately. I'm sending her a cease and desist. She knows better. At noon, Vanessa receives an email from Damien's personal account, not his attorney. Subject, for Lily's sake. Body, you're making this harder than it needs to be. I'm trying to protect our daughter from instability. The evaluation was a courtesy. Now the court will order one and it won't be as gentle. Think about what you're doing. Vanessa reads it twice, forwards it to Rachel. Rachel calls 5 minutes later. Don't respond. This is bait. I know. Good. Also, the cease and desist went to Jennifer Park an hour ago. If she contacts you again claiming court orders that don't exist, we file a bar complaint. Will that stop her? It'll make her more careful. Which is what we need. That night, Vanessa eats vending machine crackers for dinner. Her personal account is down to 620 thrice. She needs a job, but every job requires an address, references, stability. She has none of those things. Her phone buzzes. A text from Howard. Got your prenup. Reading it now. Call you tomorrow. She lies in bed, stares at the ceiling, counts cracks in the plaster. 43. Friday arrives. The emergency hearing. Vanessa wears the one professional outfit she'd packed in her gym bag weeks ago. Black pants, white blouse. The blouse is wrinkled but clean. Rachel meets her outside the courthouse. Remember, stick to facts. Don't get emotional. Don't engage if he's there. Will he be? Probably. Jennifer Park filed a response arguing you have access to your personal account, so there's no emergency. They walk into the building, through security, up to the 3rd floor. Courtroom C. Jennifer Park stands near the door, alone. Rachel approaches her. Where's your client? He's not required to appear for this hearing. Interesting choice. They enter the courtroom. Vanessa sits behind Rachel at the petitioner's table. At exactly 9 a.m., Judge Morrison enters. Everyone rises. Be seated. Judge Morrison is in her 60s. Gray hair pulled back, sharp eyes. She reviews the file, looks up. Ms. Ortiz, this is your motion. Proceed. Rachel stands. Your Honor, Mrs. Reed has been systematically cut off from marital assets by her husband. Joint accounts locked, credit cards canceled. She's been denied access to her home. She's currently living in a motel with less than $700 to her name. Judge Morrison looks at Jennifer Park. Response? Jennifer stands. Your Honor, Mrs. Reed has access to a personal account with sufficient funds for temporary expenses. The joint accounts were frozen as a standard protective measure during divorce proceedings. She can petition for spousal support through the normal process. How much is in the personal account? Judge Morrison asks. Approximately $800. And the joint accounts? Jennifer hesitates. I don't have exact figures, Your Honor. Ballpark. Several million. Judge Morrison's expression doesn't change. And Mr. Reed's personal assets, also in the millions. So we have a wife with $800 and a husband with millions, and you're calling this equitable during proceedings? We're willing to discuss a temporary support arrangement. I'm sure you are. Now, Judge Morrison looks at her file again. Ms. Ortiz, what are you asking for? Immediate restoration of access to one joint account for living expenses, $5,000 monthly support during proceedings, and return of Mrs. Reed's personal property from the marital home. Ms. Park? We oppose restoration of account access. We're willing to agree to $3,000 monthly support. Personal property retrieval can be arranged through supervised appointment. Rachel stands again. $3,000 is insufficient given the marital standard of living, and supervised retrieval implies Mrs. Reed is a danger which is unsupported. Judge Morrison holds up a hand. Here's what's going to happen. Mr. Reed will provide $5,000 per month support starting immediately. Mrs. Reed will have access to retrieve personal items from the home within 48 hours with reasonable notice. No supervision required unless there's a documented safety concern. She looks at Jennifer. Is there? No, Your Honor. Then it's settled. I'll sign the order today. She closes the file. Next case. Everyone stands. Judge Morrison exits. Rachel turns to Vanessa. That's a win. Jennifer Park approaches. My client will transfer the first support payment today. We'll arrange the property retrieval for this weekend. Rachel nods. Sunday afternoon, 2 p.m. Agreed. Jennifer leaves. Rachel touches Vanessa's arm. You okay? $5,000 a month. I can work with that. It's temporary, but it keeps you afloat. Outside, Rachel hands Vanessa a folder. This is the signed order. Keep it with you. And Vanessa, when you go to the house Sunday, take pictures. Document what you take. Don't engage with him if he's there. I won't. They part ways. Vanessa drives back to the motel. Parks, sits in the car. $5,000 a month. Access to her belongings. Small victories. But she still can't see Lily. Can't call her. Can't pick her up from school. That fight is still coming. Her phone buzzes. A text from an unknown number. I heard about the hearing. I'm sorry this is happening. If you need anything, let me know. Sarah, Damien's sister. They'd been friendly once. Before the separation. Vanessa doesn't respond. Another text. I mean it. I know my brother. This isn't right. Vanessa types, thank you. Deletes it. Types instead, I appreciate that. Sends it. Sarah responds, can we meet? Coffee? Vanessa stares at the message. Sarah could be genuine, or she could be gathering information for Damien. She types, maybe. I'll let you know. No response comes. Vanessa goes inside. Updates her notes. Emergency hearing. Judge granted $5,000 a month support and access to retrieve belongings. Sunday, 2 p.m. She sets an alarm for Sunday morning, a reminder to prepare. Then she opens her email. A message from Howard. Subject. Prenup. We need to talk. She calls him. I found something. What? The prenup wasn't properly executed. Your signature was witnessed by Damien's attorney, not an independent party. That's a conflict of interest. We can challenge it. What does that mean? It means the prenup might not be enforceable, which means the settlement terms based on it aren't either. You'd be entitled to equitable distribution of marital assets. Vanessa sits down. How sure are you? 90%. I'm running it past Rachel, but this is significant. Does Damien know? I don't think so. If he did, he wouldn't be pushing this settlement so hard. When do we tell his attorney? Not yet. Let them keep playing their hand. We'll use it when we need it. They hang up. Vanessa lies back on the bed. The prenup might not be valid. Everything Damien is building, the settlement, the custody arrangement, the narrative of the wife who gets nothing, could collapse, but only if she keeps fighting. She closes her eyes, lets herself feel something close to hope. Sunday arrives. Vanessa drives to the house at 1:45 p.m. Rachel is already there, parked outside the gate. She gets out when Vanessa pulls up. You ready? Yes. Remember, take only what's yours. Don't touch joint property. Document everything. I know. At 2 p.m. exactly, the gate opens. They drive through. Park in the circular driveway. Bernard opens the front door before they reach it. Mrs. Reed, Ms. Ortiz. Bernard. Rachel's voice is all business. We're here per court order. 2 hours to retrieve personal belongings. Of course. Mr. Reed is not home. I'll be here if you need anything. They step inside. Vanessa hasn't been in this house in 12 days. It looks the same. Smells the same. But it feels different. No longer hers. Where's your room? Rachel asks. Upstairs. They climb the stairs. Vanessa's bedroom, the one she'd moved into 6 months ago when she and Damien stopped sharing a bed, is at the end of the hall. She opens the door. The room is empty. No clothes in the closet. No shoes. No jewelry on the dresser. Nothing. Vanessa walks to the closet, opens it fully. Bare hangers. She checks the dresser drawers. Empty. The bathroom. No toiletries. No makeup. Rachel stands in the doorway. Where's your stuff? I don't know. This is a violation of the court order. Vanessa walks back into the hallway. Opens Lily's room. Lily's things are there. Bed made, toys organized, clothes in the closet. The guest room. Empty, but it's supposed to be. The primary bedroom, the one she used to share with Damien. She hesitates at the door. Rachel nods. Check it. Vanessa opens it. Her belongings are here. Boxes stacked along one wall. Her clothes hanging in half the closet. Shoes lined up underneath. Everything packed, labeled, ready to go. He moved it all in here, Rachel says. Probably yesterday. Vanessa opens a box. Her books. Another box. Her jewelry. A third. Photos. Personal items. All of it accounted for. He's playing games, Rachel says, making you come into his space to get your things. Vanessa starts carrying boxes downstairs. Rachel helps. Bernard watches from the foyer, but doesn't assist. It takes an hour to load everything into Vanessa's car. When they're done, Rachel turns to Bernard. We need to document what was taken. Can you confirm these items belonged to Mrs. Reed? I'm not authorized to make statements about property division. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking if these items, clothes, books, personal effects, belonged to Mrs. Reed. Bernard's expression softens slightly. Yes. Those are her belongings. Thank you. Vanessa looks at Bernard. Where's Lily? She's out with Mr. Reed. Where? I'm not at liberty to say. Vanessa nods, turns to leave. As she reaches the door, Bernard speaks quietly. She asks about you every day. Vanessa stops, doesn't turn around. Thank you for telling me. They leave. In the driveway, Rachel puts a hand on Vanessa's shoulder. You okay? No, but I have my things. That's something. And Vanessa, he violated the spirit of the court order by moving your stuff. I'll note it in our file. They drive out through the gate. It closes behind them. Vanessa follows Rachel back to her office. They unload the boxes into Rachel's storage room. She'd offered to keep them until Vanessa found permanent housing. What's next? Vanessa asks. We wait for him to make a move. He's running out of tactical options. The custody evaluation fell apart. The financial isolation didn't work. The settlement is on shaky ground. He'll escalate or he'll negotiate. Which do you think? Escalate. Men like him don't negotiate until they have to. Vanessa drives back to the motel. The room feels smaller now, more temporary. She has $5,000 coming, enough to rent an apartment, enough to look stable for custody proceedings. Her phone buzzes, a text from Sarah. Coffee tomorrow? Please, Vanessa considers, decides. Okay, where? Morrison Cafe, 10 a.m., I'll be there. She sets the phone down. Tomorrow she'll find out what Sarah wants. Tonight, she sleeps. Morrison Cafe is small, local, not the kind of place Damien would go. Sarah is already there when Vanessa arrives. Sitting in a back corner booth. Vanessa slides in across from her. Thank you for coming. Sarah looks nervous, thinner than Vanessa remembers. What do you want, Sarah? I want to help. Why? Because what my brother is doing is wrong. A server approaches. They order coffee. Wait until she leaves. Sarah leans forward. I know about the divorce, about the locked accounts, the custody evaluation that wasn't court-ordered. How do you know? Damien told me. He's proud of it. He thinks he's protecting his assets. Vanessa's hands tighten around her coffee cup. And you disagree? I think he's become someone I don't recognize. And I think Lily is being used as leverage. What do you want me to do with this information? I want to testify. If it goes to trial, I'll tell the court what he said, about the accounts, about Lily. About his plans. Vanessa studies her. Why would you turn on your brother? Because he's not the victim here. You are. And Lily is. Sarah's eyes are wet. I was there when you got married. I watched you try for 6 years. I watched him pull away, get colder, and now he's trying to erase you. He's succeeding. Not if I can help it. Vanessa takes a sip of coffee, buys herself time to think. Sarah could be genuine, or this could be a trap, a way for Damien to find out what Vanessa knows, what her strategy is. I'll think about it, Vanessa says finally. That's all I'm asking. Sarah slides a piece of paper across the table, a phone number. This is my cell, not the one Damien knows about. Call me if you need anything, or if your attorney wants to talk. Vanessa takes the paper, folds it, puts it in her pocket. They finish their coffee in silence. Outside, Sarah hugs her. Vanessa doesn't hug back, but doesn't pull away either. I'm sorry, Sarah says, for all of it. She walks to her car, drives away. Vanessa stands on the sidewalk, takes out her phone, calls Rachel. Damien's sister wants to testify. Against him? Yes. Don't trust it. Not yet. But don't burn the bridge either. If she's legitimate, she's valuable. If she's not, we need to know what Damien is planning. So what do? Nothing. Let her sit. If she's real, she'll reach out again. If she's not, she'll disappear. Vanessa hangs up. She drives to an apartment complex on the east side, the kind with month-to-month leases and minimal credit checks. Inside the rental office, she fills out an application, pays the deposit with her support money. signs a lease for a one-bedroom unit. She can move in tomorrow. That night in the motel, she packs her few belongings, updates her notes, moved belongings from house. Damien had them packed and moved to primary bedroom. Bernard confirmed Lily asks about me daily. Sarah Reed offered to testify. Claims Damien is erasing me. Gave me private number. Signed lease for apartment. Move in tomorrow. She lies down. Stares at the ceiling one last time. 43 cracks. Tomorrow she starts over. The apartment is small, furnished, clean enough. Vanessa moves in her boxes from Rachel's office. Unpacks slowly. Clothes in the closet. Books on the shelf. Photos on the dresser. One photo stops her. Lily at age 4, standing in a park, smiling at the camera. Vanessa sets it on the nightstand, where she can see it when she wakes up. Her phone buzzes. Rachel, how's the new place? Better than a motel. Good. Listen, I have news. Damien's attorney filed a motion for temporary custody. Hearing is in 2 weeks. Vanessa sits on the bed. What are they asking for? Full temporary custody during proceedings. Supervised visitation for you. Once a week, 2 hours, with a court-appointed supervisor. On what grounds? They're claiming you abandoned the home and Lily, that you failed to participate in the custody evaluation, that you're financially unstable. I didn't abandon anything. He locked me out. I know, and will prove it. But Vanessa, this is the escalation I warned you about. He's trying to isolate you completely. When's the hearing? 2 weeks from today, Wednesday, 9 a.m. What do I need to do? Testify. Show the judge you're stable, employed if possible. And we need witnesses, people who can speak to your relationship with Lily. I don't have many people left. Think about it. Teachers, doctors, friends, anyone who's seen you with Lily. Vanessa makes a mental list. It's shorter than she'd like. I'll find someone. Good. I'll see you next week to prep. The call ends. Vanessa looks at the photo of Lily, 2 hours a week, supervised, with a stranger watching. That's what Damien wants. She picks up her phone, scrolls through contacts, finds Carol, the nurse from Dr. Osmond's office. She sends a text. This is Vanessa Reed. I know this is a lot to ask, but would you be willing to speak on my behalf at a custody hearing? The response comes 10 minutes later. Yes. Tell me when and where. Vanessa exhales. One witness. She texts Lily's school. Asks for contact information for Lily's teacher. Gets an auto reply, please contact the main office during business hours. She'll try tomorrow. That night she cooks for the first time in 2 weeks. Pasta, simple. It tastes like something close to normal. Her phone buzzes. A text from Lily's tutor's number. Mom, Dad said I can't text you anymore, but I wanted to say goodnight. Vanessa's throat tightens. She types, good night, sweetheart. I love you. Love you too. Are you okay? I'm sad. I miss you. I miss you too. So much. But we'll see each other soon. When? Soon. I promise. Okay. I have to go. The conversation ends. Vanessa sets the phone down, closes her eyes. Soon. She'd promised. She has 2 weeks to make it true. The next morning, Vanessa calls the school, asks for Lily's teacher, gets transferred 3 times before reaching her. Mrs. Reed. This is unexpected. I'm calling because I have a custody hearing in 2 weeks. I need someone who can speak to my relationship with Lily. A pause. I'm not sure I can do that. Why not? The school has a policy about not getting involved in custody disputes. This isn't a dispute. This is my daughter. I understand, but you've seen me at every parent-teacher conference, every school event, every pickup, for 6 years. I have. But Mr. Reed has also been very involved. I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm asking you to tell the truth about what you've seen. Another pause. Longer. Let me think about it. I'll call you back. The teacher hangs up. Vanessa makes a note, moves on. She calls her old book club, the one she'd attended before the separation, gets voicemail, leaves a message. No one calls back. She tries a neighbor. The woman who used to walk her dog past the house every morning. They'd chatted sometimes. Oh, Vanessa, I heard about the divorce. I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm calling because I really can't get involved. I hope you understand. The line goes dead. Vanessa sits on her couch, stares at her phone. 6 years of marriage, of playdates and dinners and charity events, and no one will vouch for her. She calls Howard. I need character witnesses for the custody hearing. No one will help. What about your father's friends, people who knew you before Damien? Most of them are gone or moved away. Any family? No siblings. My mother died when I was young. No aunts or uncles. Howard is quiet. Then, what about Sarah, Damien's sister? She offered to testify, but Rachel says not to trust it. Rachel's being cautious, which is smart. But if Sarah is genuine, she's your best witness. She knows both of you. She can speak to Lily's relationship with you. And if she's setting me up, then you'll find out in court. But Vanessa, you don't have a lot of options here. Vanessa closes her eyes. I'll think about it. That afternoon, she calls Sarah's private number. Vanessa, I'm glad you called. Are you serious about testifying? Completely. Why? I told you. Because it's wrong. That's not enough. I need to know what you gain from this. Sarah is quiet. Then, my brother and I used to be close, but he's changed. The money, the power, it turned him into someone I don't like. Someone I don't want around my own kids. If I can stop him from doing this to you, maybe it reminds him who he used to be. Or it makes him hate you. Probably. But I can live with that. Vanessa makes a decision. I have a custody hearing in 2 weeks, Wednesday at 9 a.m. Can you be there? Yes. My attorney will contact you. Her name is Rachel Ortiz. I'll be ready. They hang up. Vanessa calls Rachel, gives her Sarah's information. Are you sure about this? Rachel asks. No, but I'm out of options. All right, I'll vet her. If she's clean, we'll use her. The days pass slowly. Vanessa looks for work, applies to administrative positions, gets interviews, no offers. Everyone wants references. Everyone runs background checks, and every check reveals the pending divorce, the custody battle. No one hires her. She lives on the support payments, $5,000 a month. It covers rent, food, basics, but it won't last forever. Her phone buzzes. A text from Rachel. Sarah checks out. No red flags. I'm calling her in for a pre-trial interview tomorrow. Want to be there? No. I trust your judgment. Good. See you Wednesday for hearing prep. Wednesday arrives. Vanessa meets Rachel at her office. They spend 4 hours going through testimony, anticipated questions, how to stay calm, how to answer without getting defensive. Remember, Rachel says, you're not on trial. Your relationship with Lily is. Let the facts speak for themselves. What if the judge asks about the evaluation? You tell the truth. It wasn't court-ordered. You were advised by counsel not to participate in an evaluation arranged by your husband's attorney. What about the money? The locked accounts? That's already on record. The judge knows he cut you off. She's the one who ordered support. Vanessa nods, takes notes. At the end of the session, Rachel hands her a folder. This is Sarah's statement. Read it tonight. It's strong. Vanessa takes it home, opens it on her couch. Sarah's statement is 3 pages, detailed, specific. She describes Damien's behavior over the past year, his increasing control, his anger when Vanessa disagreed with him, his comments about managing Lily's relationship with her mother. She describes a conversation where Damien said, "Vanessa doesn't understand what's best for Lily. I need to make the decisions now." Another conversation. "The prenup protects me. She won't fight because she can't afford to." And a final detail. "He told me he moved her things into his bedroom to remind himself she's not coming back. That it's over." Vanessa reads it twice. Sarah is risking everything to say this. Either she's genuine, or Damien is setting a trap Vanessa can't see yet. She'll find out Monday. Monday morning. The courthouse. Vanessa wears a navy suit Rachel helped her pick out. Professional. Conservative. Borrowed from Rachel's own closet because Vanessa's support money doesn't stretch to new clothes. Rachel meets her outside. "You ready?" "As much as I can be." Sarah's already inside. So is Carol from the doctor's office. They're both solid. "What about Damien?" "He'll be there. With Jennifer Park. Don't look at him. Don't react to anything he says." They enter the courtroom. Damien sits at the respondent's table with Jennifer. He's wearing a charcoal suit. Looks calm. Confident. He doesn't look at Vanessa. Sarah sits in the gallery. So does Carol. They both nod at Vanessa. At 9 a.m., Judge Morrison enters. Everyone rises. "Be seated." "This is a hearing for temporary custody in the matter of Reed v. Reed. Ms. Park, you filed the motion. Proceed." Jennifer stands. "Your Honor, Mr. Reed is seeking full temporary custody of the minor child, Lily Reed, age 9. Mrs. Reed has demonstrated instability and questionable judgment that warrants supervised visitation only." "On what basis?" "She abandoned the marital home. Failed to participate in a custody evaluation. Has no stable employment or housing until recently, and has made no effort to maintain a relationship with the child." Judge Morrison looks at Rachel. Response? Rachel stands. "Your Honor, Mrs. Reed didn't abandon anything. She was locked out. Her access to the home was removed without warning. Her accounts were frozen. She was systematically isolated by Mr. Reed as part of a pattern of control." "And the evaluation?" "It wasn't court-ordered. It was arranged by Mr. Reed's attorney using a psychologist of their choosing. Mrs. Reed was advised by counsel to decline until proper proceedings were initiated." "I see." Judge Morrison makes a note. "Let's hear testimony. Ms. Park, call your first witness." Jennifer stands. "Mr. Reed would like to testify." Damien takes the stand, swears in. Jennifer walks him through his version. He's calm, measured, explains how Vanessa became distant after Lily turned 8, how she stopped participating in family activities, how she moved into a separate bedroom, how she left without telling him where she was going. "And when did you last see your wife engage with your daughter?" Jennifer asks. "About 3 weeks ago." "Before she left? How would you describe that engagement?" "Minimal. She'd say goodnight, but there was no real connection." Vanessa's hands clench under the table. Rachel touches her arm. A reminder. "And since the separation," Jennifer continues, "she hasn't tried to see Lily, hasn't called, hasn't asked about her schedule or her needs. Why do you think that is?" "Objection," Rachel says. "Speculation." "Sustained." Jennifer nods. No further questions. Rachel stands, approaches the stand. "Mr. Reed, you testified that Mrs. Reed left without telling you where she was going." Is that correct? Yes. Did you remove her access to the family home before she left? I changed the entry codes for security reasons. Did you tell her you were doing that? No. So she couldn't have left the home. She was locked out. Damien's jaw tightens. She could have called me. Did you block her number? No. But you're not accepting her calls, are you? I'm following my attorney's advice to communicate through counsel. When did you start following that advice? After she retained representation. Which was after you locked her out and froze her accounts, correct? The accounts were frozen as a protective measure. Protective of what? Marital assets during proceedings. So you protected yourself, but left your wife with no access to money, no access to her home, and no way to see her daughter? That's not what happened. Then what did happen, Mr. Reed? He hesitates. The separation was difficult. I made decisions I thought were necessary. To protect yourself. To protect my family. Your family. Which includes your wife and daughter, correct? Yes. But you locked your wife out, froze her money, and removed her from your daughter's school pickup list. How is that protecting her? Jennifer stands. Objection. Argumentative. Sustained. Move on, Ms. Ortiz. Rachel nods. No further questions. Damien steps down, returns to his seat. Jennifer calls her next witness, Lily's tutor. The tutor testifies that Lily has been stable and happy, that she hasn't asked about her mother much, that she seems well cared for. Rachel's cross-examination is brief. Has Lily mentioned missing her mother? Once or twice. What did she say? She asked when her mom was coming back. And what did you tell her? I said I didn't know, that she should ask her father. Did she? I don't know. Thank you. Jennifer calls one more witness, Damien's assistant. She testifies that Damien is attentive and involved, that he takes calls from Lily's school immediately, that he rearranges meetings to be at her events. Rachel doesn't cross-examine. Then it's Rachel's turn. Your Honor, I'd like to call Carol Jennings. Carol takes the stand, swears in. Rachel walks her through her role as Lily's nurse, her observations over 4 years. How would you describe Mrs. Reed's involvement in Lily's medical care? Extremely involved. She's at every appointment. She asks detailed questions. She follows up on recommendations. She knows Lily's medical history better than most parents I work with. And when was the last time you saw her? Mr. Reed came to Lily's last appointment alone. He presented paperwork saying Mrs. Reed was no longer authorized to make medical decisions. Did you verify that paperwork? No. Dr. Osmond accepted it. Did Mr. Reed explain why Mrs. Reed wasn't there? He said she was unavailable. Nothing further. Jennifer stands. You testified that Mrs. Reed was involved, but isn't it also true that Mr. Reed is equally involved? Yes. So there's no evidence that Mr. Reed is less capable as a parent. I didn't say he was less capable. I said Mrs. Reed has been consistently involved. Thank you. Carol steps down. Rachel calls Sarah next. Sarah takes the stand, looks directly at Damien as she swears in. Rachel leads her through her statement. The conversations with Damien, his comments about control, his plan to isolate Vanessa. And did your brother explain why he was doing this? Rachel asks. He said Vanessa didn't understand what was best for Lily, that he needed to make decisions without her interference. Did he mention the prenup? Yes. He said it protected his assets, that Vanessa couldn't fight him because she didn't have the resources. Objection, Jennifer says. Hearsay. Your Honor, This is testimony about the witness's direct conversation with Mr. Reed. It's not hearsay. I'll allow it. Overruled, Rachel continues. Did your brother express any concern for Vanessa's well-being during these conversations? No, he was focused on protecting himself. And how did you feel about that? Objected. Relevance. Sustained. Rachel nods. No further questions. Jennifer approaches Sarah. You're Mr. Reed's sister, correct? Yes. And you're testifying against him. Why? Because what he's doing is wrong. Or because you have your own issues with your brother. I have issues with his behavior, not with him. Isn't it true that you and Mr. Reed had a falling out last year? We disagreed about some family matters. And isn't it true that you've been estranged since then? We've been distant, but I still see him. I still see Lily. So this testimony is motivated by your personal conflict with your brother, not by concern for Lily. No, this testimony is motivated by the fact that my niece is being used as a weapon. Jennifer's expression doesn't change. Nothing further. Sarah steps down, sits back in the gallery. Rachel stands. Your Honor, I'd like to call Vanessa Reed. Vanessa takes the stand, swears in. Rachel walks her through the timeline, the locked accounts, the denied access, the school pickup list, Lily's doctor appointment. When was the last time you spoke to your daughter? Rachel asks. 2 days ago. She texted me from her tutor's phone. What did she say? That she missed me. That she wanted to know when she'd see me. And what did you tell her? That it would be soon. Do you love your daughter, Mrs. Reed? More than anything. Why are you fighting for custody? Because she's my daughter, and she needs her mother. Nothing further. Jennifer stands, walks toward the stand. Mrs. Reed, you testified that you were locked out of your home, but you didn't try very hard to get back in, did you? I tried. I was told I wasn't on the approved list. Did you call the police? Report being locked out of your own home? No. Why not? I didn't think it would help. Or because you knew you'd left voluntarily? No. I left because I had no choice. You had a choice. You could have stayed. Could have fought harder to see your daughter. I'm fighting now. After 2 weeks, after missing appointments and evaluations. The evaluation wasn't court-ordered, but it was an opportunity to show you're a fit parent, and you refused. I refused to participate in a setup. A setup? Or an evaluation that might have revealed something you didn't want the court to see? Rachel stands. Objection. Counsel is testifying. Sustained. Jennifer nods. Nothing further. Vanessa steps down, returns to her seat. Judge Morrison reviews her notes. I've heard enough. Here's what I'm ordering. Joint temporary custody. Week on, week off. No supervision required unless either party presents evidence of danger. Exchanges will happen at the school to minimize conflict. Mrs. Reed's first week starts this Friday. She looks at both attorneys. This is temporary. We'll revisit at the final hearing. But for now, Lily needs both parents, and both parents need to act like adults. She stands. Everyone rises. The hearing is over. Outside, Rachel grips Vanessa's arm. That's a huge win. Joint custody? Yes. Week on, week off. No supervision. That's as good as it gets right now. Vanessa feels something break open in her chest. Relief. Exhaustion. I get her Friday? Yes. School exchange. Be there at 3 p.m. They part ways. Vanessa sits in her car, calls Sarah. Thank you for testifying. I'm glad I could help. Damien will never forgive you. I know. But you were right. This was the right thing to do. They hang up. Vanessa drives home, sits on her couch, stares at Lily's photo. Friday. 3 days. 3 days until she sees her daughter again. Friday arrives. Vanessa stands outside the school at 2:50 p.m. Parents gather near the doors. She recognizes some of them. They don't acknowledge her. At 3 p.m., the doors open. Kids stream out. Vanessa scans the crowd. There, Lily. She's holding hands with Damien. They walk toward Vanessa. Damien lets go of Lily's hand 10 feet away. Go ahead. Lily runs, throws her arms around Vanessa. Vanessa kneels, holds her, breathes her in. I missed you so much, Lily says. I missed you too, baby. Damien stands a few feet away, watching. Vanessa stands, keeps one hand on Lily's shoulder. I'll have her back next Friday, Vanessa says. 3 p.m. Here. I know. He walks away, gets into his car, drives off. Lily looks up at Vanessa. Are you really back? For a week. Then you'll be with Dad. Then back with me. We'll keep switching. Why? Because we're figuring some things out. But you'll see both of us, okay? Okay. They walk to Vanessa's car. Lily climbs into the back seat. Is this your car now? For now. Where do you live? An apartment. You'll see it. They drive. Lily talks the entire way, about school, about her friends, about a science project. Vanessa listens, lets the sound of her daughter's voice fill the car. At the apartment, Lily explores, checks every room, opens every closet. It's small, she says. It is, but it's ours, for this week. Lily finds her photo on the nightstand, picks it up. You kept this. Of course I did. That night they order pizza, watch a movie on Vanessa's laptop, fall asleep together on the couch. Vanessa wakes at midnight, carries Lily to the bed, tucks her in, sits in the living room, stares at nothing. 1 week. Then she has to give her back. But it's 1 more week than she had before. The week passes too quickly. Vanessa takes Lily to school, picks her up, helps with homework, cooks dinner, reads bedtime stories, normal things, small things, everything. On Thursday night, Lily asks, Do I have to go back to Dad's tomorrow? Yes. Why can't I just stay here? Because the judge said you need time with both of us. But I want to be with you. Vanessa pulls her close. I know, baby, but this is how it has to be for now. For how long? I don't know. Lily is quiet. Then, Dad's house is bigger, but I like it here better. Why? Because you're not sad here. Vanessa's throat tightens. Was I sad at Dad's house? Sometimes. You didn't think I noticed, but I did. Vanessa kisses the top of her head. I'm sorry you had to see that. It's okay. I'm just glad you're not sad now. But Vanessa is sad, because tomorrow she has to let go again. Friday comes. They drive to the school together. Damien is already there, waiting. Lily hugs Vanessa tight. See you next week. See you next week, baby. Lily runs to Damien. He takes her hand. They walk to his car. Vanessa watches until they drive away. Then she sits in her car and cries. The weeks continue. 1 week on, 1 week off. During her weeks without Lily, Vanessa works. Finally finds a job at a small marketing firm, entry level. The pay is modest, but steady. During her weeks with Lily, she builds a routine: school, homework, dinner, bedtime, simple, stable. The divorce proceedings drag on. Rachel files motions. Jennifer responds. They fight over every detail. The prenup challenge looms. Howard confirms the signature issue is valid. They're waiting for the right moment to reveal it. Then, 4 months into the separation, Jennifer Park calls. We'd like to discuss a settlement. Rachel puts her on speaker. Vanessa listens. What kind of settlement? Rachel asks. Mr. Reed is willing to offer Mrs. Reed a lump sum, $2 million. She waives all claims to marital property. Joint custody remains as is. Rachel looks at Vanessa. Vanessa shakes her head. Not interested, Rachel says. It's a generous offer. It's a fraction of what she's entitled to. The prenup is unenforceable and you know it. A pause. What are you talking about? The prenup wasn't properly executed. Conflict of interest in the witness signatures. We're prepared to challenge it in court. Another pause. Longer. I'll need to review that with my client. You do that, and when you're ready to negotiate in good faith, call me back. Rachel hangs up. Vanessa exhales. Do you think they'll settle? If they're smart, yes. If Damien's too proud, no. 2 days later, Jennifer calls back. We'd like to meet, in person, to discuss terms. Rachel schedules it for the following week. Vanessa doesn't attend. Rachel goes alone. When she returns, she's smiling. He caved. What's the offer? $5 million, plus the house in your name. Joint custody stays as is. He keeps his business and investment accounts. You get half the liquid assets and the real estate. Vanessa sits down. $5 million. And the house, which is worth another $3 million. So $8 million total. What about Lily? Joint custody. Equal time. Equal decision-making. You both stay in the area until she's 18. Vanessa stares at the paper Rachel slides across the desk. The new settlement terms. It's more than she expected. More than she thought possible. Why would he agree to this? She asks. Because if we go to trial, he loses everything. The prenup is void, which means full equitable distribution. He'd have to give you half of his entire net worth. This way he keeps control of his business, keeps the majority of his wealth, and saves face. He doesn't care about face. He cares about control. This gives him some. Vanessa reads through the terms again. What's the catch? No catch. This is a clean settlement. You both move on. What about the custody evaluation? The frozen accounts? All of it? Irrelevant now. This settlement supersedes everything. Vanessa picks up a pen, hovers it over the signature line. Are you sure? Rachel asks. I'm sure. She signs. Rachel countersigns as witness. It's done, Rachel says. You're free. The house is quiet when Vanessa moves back in. Damien moved out 2 weeks ago, bought a penthouse downtown, close to his office. Lily's room is exactly as it was. Nothing changed. Vanessa's room, the primary bedroom, has been stripped. He took everything that was his. She doesn't mind. She redecorates. New furniture, new paint, makes it hers. Lily adjusts to the new routine. Week with mom, week with dad. She doesn't complain. Doesn't ask why they can't all live together. She's 9. She understands more than Vanessa gives her credit for. One Saturday, 6 months after the settlement, Vanessa is working in the garden when her phone rings. Sarah. Hi, I was wondering if you'd like to get coffee sometime. Sure. They meet the following week, same cafe as before. Sarah looks better, lighter. How are things? She asks. Good, stable. And Lily? Thriving. She's doing well in school, happy. I'm glad. They talk for an hour, about nothing important, about everything. As they're leaving, Sarah says, I'm sorry for how long it took me to speak up. You spoke up when it mattered. I should have done it sooner. Maybe, but you did it. They hug. This time, Vanessa hugs back. A year after the divorce is finalized, Vanessa sits in her kitchen. Lily is at Damien's for the week. The house is quiet, but not empty. Her phone buzzes. A text from Lily. Love you, Mom. Vanessa smiles, types back. Love you too, baby. She sets the phone down, looks around the kitchen. This house, this life, it's hers now. She fought for it, piece by piece, day by day. And she won. Not because of the money, not because of the settlement, but because she didn't give up. The gate didn't open that first day. The house was locked, the accounts were frozen, but she didn't call him back. She didn't beg, didn't break. She fought, and now she's free. She stands, walks to the window, looks out at the driveway. The gate stands open, waiting. But she doesn't need to go anywhere. She's already home. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe to Mr. Douglas Tales, where powerful stories unfold one moment at a time.